Sticking in Class 3 company here for race number 8. It's a really good one here over the 1,400 metres. A couple of debutants as well. Regency Bobo, though, heads them. Tony Cruz and Pierre-Charles Boudreau from Barrier 9. Healthy Joyful drops back into Class 3 company. A happy hunting ground for him. 60-60. Won 2 races in France, makes his debut here. Fearless Fire is a winner in the UK. Makes his debut for Dennis Yip. Go Beauty Go gets a little tongue tie on, a bit of a change here. A 4-time winner here at the track over the 1,600 metres. Flying Quest was 4th on his last 2 starts. Conti unbeaten. 2 from 2 so far and down to top score. Gets the blinkers on for the first time and Barrier 1.
Yeah, well, Conti's been absolutely mustard from the gates in his 2 starts so far, but he has got Regency Bobo under him this time round, and Regency Bobo, as we saw in a piece of VT from a previous race, is very good away from the gates, but I still think Conti can get a good enough position where he's going to be tough to beat. Win-Win Ruby should get out quite nicely, and Healthy Joyful's interesting down in grade.
We're going to start off with a couple of the newcomers here. Firstly, 60-60, nice enough type, nice moving, weighs in 11-17 pound. I don't think he's fully fit by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think he can run a reasonable race. Fire and Gold, the 4-year-old colt by acclamation, who had form in the UK. He arrives on 11.26. I'm more interested in 60-60 as opposed to him, looking at what they've done in the mornings and their trials. Now, this horse was very unlucky last start, Lady First, drawn off the track, but the effort behind Diamond Dragon was quite good when not getting a clear run. I'd expect a reasonable run. The barrier doesn't help, and let's have a look at the horse that will be favourite, Conti. Big, imposing type, isn't he? He's just been cruising along in the mornings, as John Size often does. He doesn't give him a great deal to do between races, but race days, it matters, and that's when they deal out plenty.
All right, hasn't been touched in 2 starts so far. We'll come back to Conti in a second and Joe Moreira. Let's start off, though, with Regency Bobo. He's a tough horse. If there's an iron horse in Hong Kong, he is it, and it's a solid effort in defeat. Yep,
we spoke about this before. Him and Affluent start going hammer and tong out in front. This will be his 18th race start. I don't know whether or not you could actually really classify whether he's had a let-up between start 1 and start number 18. There hasn't been that many huge gaps, as you mentioned, Andrew. He's durable, he's an iron horse. This was a fantastic effort. He's hard to leave out. 17 starts in Hong Kong. He's been in the first 4 13 times. Tells you all you need to know. In Class 3 as well, which is competitive stuff. So, yeah, very hard to leave out.
And he's put on weight since that last start as well. Barrier 9 for him. Let's go back to the favourite, though, Conti, and jockey Joe Moreira.
Joe, Conti, he's 2 from 2. Are you confident he can make it 3 for 3 on New Year's Day?
No doubts about that. He's a lovely horse. Has done nothing wrong so far. So, yeah, I'm confident about him.
He had a recent barrier trial. Were you happy with the way that he went there?
Extremely happy. He always does things straightforward. His trial the other day was very impressive as he won it very easy on the bridle, and he's certainly going to the race again very, very well on himself, and he's giving me as many confidence that any jockey would want to have.
Could he be a 4-year-old series horse, Joe, or could that come a little bit too soon for him?
I think it's going to come too soon for him. If you're talking about the Derby, he would have to win twice at least before that. And to be able to win those 2 races and make it to the Derby, he would have to win very easily. Because when we talk about the Derby, you have to be at least 90 on 90 on rating. And he's a bit far away from that. So to catch up that amount of rating and be able to be competitive on the Derby is a little bit too much for him to do. But whatever, to me, he's a very good horse. With time, we're gonna see him very high in rating.
Interesting thoughts there from Joe about the 4-year-old series in Conti, but he's definitely a class animal. We need to have a look at a couple more, though. 60-60. The first one we'll see here, so makes his first start. A couple of wins in France to work with.
Yeah, on the fibre sand and the poly track as well, so not surprised to see him trial well on this type of surface, John.
No, it was a good trial, his most recent one back on the 12th of December. Jean-Claude Rouget trained this fella in France. He's had the 2 starts. He's by Canford Cliffs, who was a top miler back in the UK around about 8 or 9 years ago now. He's bred to do well here in Hong Kong, and on this evidence, I think he can. I've sneaked him in the numbers.
Got Sunny Win and Archippus in front in the trial. Yeah. They both came out and won out of that trial. Fearless Fire as well. Mucho Applause was his name. Andrew Balding trained him in the UK.
That he did. Just looking at his track work and his trials, I'm more interested in the other one, as I said before, 60-60. Just pushed on a little bit final stages. I mean, he sticks on OK, but I don't think he's quite ready, and this is a very strong race. I mean, Conti, if you even take Conti out of it, there's a lot of horses that are, you know, rock hard, 100% fit with a lot of runs and miles in their legs. He might dash well fresh, but I'd be surprised.
Yeah, last 2 runs in the UK, both at 2,000 metres, including the Hampton Court Stakes. He's going to need further.
All right, OK. Conti's come up $1.50 here, Brett. He's going to take the world of beating.
He will. Yeah, I don't think too many people will be tipping against him. Certainly not me. I've got 12 on top. I think Regency Bobo and he can potentially cart over from their wideish gates and sit 1-2. I think 60-60 from barrier 3 first up will run OK. And Lady First has drawn a touch awkward, but he should get some galloping room, which is what he lacked last start, and his track work suggests that he's come on a bit. So 12, 1, 4, 11. Look, I've gone win bet there, number 12, but you could probably sort of work a few exotics around the 12 as well if you wanted to make more.
Yeah, you certainly could, but he's unopposable on a win line, Conti, so he goes in on top for me. I like Healthy Joyful, though, in there for second. I think he can QQP these two as well. Healthy Joyful has covered lots of ground in his last 4 starts. He's got a really good record when he drops down to this grade. Nashroll Will is aboard. Gate 4, he's not going to cover anywhere near as much this time round. I think he's a good each-way alternative. Regency Bobo for the obvious reasons. And 60-60 is a pretty classy addition to racing here in Hong Kong. I think he can go well.
All right, yeah, very hard to tip against Conti. I thought Fortune Patrol was interesting at big price as well. No luck last time from him.